What would you do if your parents charged you $5 for smiling and $10 for laughing since you were 4 years old? That was my reality. By 17, they claimed I owed them $300,000 in joy debt. They had color-coded spreadsheets tracking every smile, every laugh, every moment of happiness I'd stolen from them since I could walk. I learned to keep my face blank, stone cold, nothing. They said I was stealing their peace by being happy, so they'd actually bill other families when I smiled around their kids. $25 for infectious joy contamination, they called it. My childhood became a financial transaction. Giggling at a cartoon, that's $15. Smiling at a dog, another $5. They had categories for everything. Spontaneous laughter was $20, but if they deemed it excessive, it jumped to $40. Birthday parties were banned because they called them joy festivals that would bankrupt me. I ate lunch alone in bathroom stalls because sitting with friends meant potential joy charges if someone told a joke. I slept on the floor in my room because my mattress was collateral for unpaid happiness debts. They pulled me from art class, music class, any elective that might spark joy because college isn't for debtors anyway. The worst part, they made me sign contracts. Actual legal-looking documents promising to pay them back with interest once I turned 18. They'd already picked out my future jobs. 3 minimum wage positions to maximize debt repayment speed. They even calculated compound interest rates and projected payoff dates through 2055. My neighbors knew about the system. Some thought they were genius parents who'd solved the spoiled child problem. Others would cross the street when they saw me coming, afraid of being charged for any accidental happiness I might display. The mailman started avoiding eye contact after they billed him $30 for making me smile with his dog videos. They had a special punishment room in the basement where I'd sit for hours reciting my debt total. The walls were covered with financial charts showing exactly how much my emotions had cost them over the years. They'd invite relatives over just to show off their innovative parenting system and watch me demonstrate my perfect emotional control. But they made one huge mistake that changed everything. During a meeting to officially withdraw me from school, they brought their ledgers. All of them. 13 years worth of documentation. They were so incredibly proud of their innovative parenting system that they showed the principal everything. Every single joy charge itemized with military precision. Every punishment cross-referenced with my infractions. Every invoice they'd sent to neighbors, relatives, even the mailman who once made me smile by doing a silly dance. They had pie charts showing my emotional theft patterns and bar graphs comparing my joy debt to national averages they'd completely made up. The principal's face went from confused to concerned to absolutely horrified as they explained in detail how they'd successfully trained me to be emotionless. They couldn't see how completely insane they looked to a normal person. Mom pulled out laminated charts showing projected interest calculations through my 50s. They even brought testimonials from other parents praising their methods and a PowerPoint presentation they'd created titled Parenting Through Financial Accountability. Dad was particularly proud of his joy audit system where he'd randomly test me throughout the day to catch unauthorized happiness. Mom was busy calculating my future minimum wage earnings across multiple jobs when the principal quietly excused himself to make an urgent phone call. Dad was showing off his favorite spreadsheet, a detailed graph tracking my emotional deficit over the years, complete with seasonal trends and holiday surcharges. My parents left that meeting completely satisfied, thinking they'd won. They'd successfully convinced the school that I needed to work instead of finishing my education. They were already planning to frame their meeting notes as proof of their superior parenting skills. They didn't see the school resource officer watching them leave with a look of pure disgust. They didn't notice how the secretary immediately started making copies of everything they'd shown, her hands shaking with anger. They had no idea the principal was already on the phone with Child Protective Services, reading directly from their own documentation. That night, they celebrated their victory with pizza and beer, while I ate my usual bowl of plain rice on the floor beside the kitchen table. They talked excitedly about which employers would be most willing to garnish wages directly. They even started planning a book deal about their revolutionary parenting method. But for the first time in 13 years, I felt something they'd never be able to detect behind my practiced blank expression. Hope. Real, genuine hope that this nightmare might actually end. And the best part? Hope was completely free and they'd never know I had it.